Today, on Starfield Essentials, I review a free mod that greatly expands the capital city of the United Colonies. This is New Atlantis Awaits by Checker90, available on Creations and Nexus Mods. This will be a tour of the city and will include checks for compatibility with a few popular mods. My name is Richard. Let's get started. Compatibility Note. I have the following creations and mods enabled during this tour of New Atlantis. I expect all of these to conflict with New Atlantis Awaits. I'm using other mods too, but I don't expect them to be an issue. Here's the list of suspected conflicts. Nat Station Lake Windows. New Atlantis Viewport Hotel. Falkland Systems Ship Services. Falkland Systems Ship Services patch from the New Atlantis Awaits patch hub. This is supposed to fix conflicts. Rideable New Atlantis Transit. Galactic Highway Network. Starfield Crowd Overhaul. And Starfield Crowd Faces. I did a cursory check with Xedit to look for conflicts. Here is how Xedit looked when I started the program with my testing loadout. I applied this filter to show conflicts. And here was the result. Honestly, I don't understand all the color coding and data provided by Xedit. I need to dive into the documentation and try to make sense of it. As you can see though, there's a lot of conflict here. I wondered how it would play out in game. Let's walk around and take in this heavily modified New Atlantis. First thing I notice is we have this cool little bar set up near the spaceport. You can walk in there, look around, doesn't look like there are any problems there. After this, we're gonna start looking for things that are obvious conflicts. And the first one I found was when I approached the Viewport Hotel. There's a great mod that I use that turns this into a proper hotel, and you're supposed to be able to access it using these elevators. Fortunately, the elevators do not appear to work. My character walked right up to them, the elevator doors didn't budge, so unfortunately, apparently there's an issue with the New Atlantis Viewport Hotel mod. You can still walk in there, you can still recruit crew, and here I am checking out the exterior of the Viewport Hotel. I thought about jumping up there and seeing if I could get access to the hotel another way, but I decided to pass on that for now. So we appear to have our first conflict. Now, the next one I was really curious about was whether the Rideable New Atlantis Transit by Laurent Kiar would work. I recently profiled this, and I can see that there's a quest marker there. I think that has to do with Falkland Systems. And sure enough, I'm able to get right on the transit. Checking out the interface there. I've got both the fast travel interface on the right, and then I've got on the left the place where you select a location. So I wanted to go to the commercial district. I forget which one I selected, but here we are. We're moving along, and now we'll be able to check out the windows and look and see how this modified New Atlantis looks. So first of all, I'm happy that this works at all. Oh, and as you look out the window there on the right, that is part of the Galactic Highway Network by the Milk Artist. So it looks like we have some of the road system enabled. Whether we'll be able to take it fully around the city is something you'll see as we progress through the video. So far so good. The Rideable Transit appears to be working, and we can look out the windows and see all of the buildings and other structures that Checker90 has added to New Atlantis. Probably should open that door and see what it looks like through there. That's one of the fun things you can do in Rideable New Atlantis is open the doors. So now we're approaching the first elevator. This is one of the ways we have to change the altitude. The spaceport is at one level, and then the rest of New Atlantis is at another level. So looking out the window here, it's kind of a constrained view, but we can see some of what Checker90 has built. And now we're up on this next level, and we can see Falkland Systems for a minute there. That's ultimately where I'm trying to go. That's going to be my next compatibility check, because I know Falkland Systems is a popular mod for many of you, and I have a quest marker pointing towards it, which is, turns out I'm going to have a little trouble finding my way to this location. But I'm impressed that the oh, there we go. So we have our first exit. I don't know which district I'm in though. Am I in the commercial district or the resident. I think I might have been in the residential district. Yeah, I'm in the residential district. I think I need to get to the commercial district in order to hit that Falkland Systems marker. Now I'm going to use the regular NAT interface. You see, it's giving me a little bit of an issue, but looks like I hit Y to get to the commercial district. And yeah, you can see that one of my NPCs was outside, and hopefully they'll respawn back inside the transit. Now we're going down a level. Yeah, you saw the the Crimson Fleet Captain is having a little bit of an issue there with being spawned in. I recruit the Crimson Fleet Captain using the multi-tool axe. And the reason I have a Crimson Fleet Captain with me is they're a character who will... Oh, they just opened the door. They opened the door of the NAT station. Oh, that's great. And they disappeared. I wonder if they walked out the door. Anyway, the reason why I always recruit a Crimson Fleet Captain using multi-tool axe is that I use the non-lethal framework by Corodic. And with non-lethal framework plus useful brigs by Corodic, you can send prisoners to your brig. And then if you want to turn them over to someone, if they're a Crimson Fleet pirate or a spacer or ecliptic, you can turn them into, say, UC security or Freestar security. But if they're anyone else, you have to find someone like Crimson Fleet to accept those pirates. And I just closed the door. So by having a Crimson Fleet pirate with me, I can turn prisoners into them directly. Now, check that out. That looks really cool. Those are some nice additions that Checker 90 has made to the skyline of New Atlantis. And I think I had a little bit of stuttering there. It might be because I'm entering a different part of the city. Like I might be finally getting to the next sector that I need to visit. But we should be getting off here soon. And I think I realized that it's not... Is it stopping where it needs to? Or it's still going? Yeah. This might be an issue. I'm not quite sure. I think at this point I realized, hey, I need to get out of here. So I open the door and I jump out, and this is actually pretty convenient. There were some stairs right there, but the train continues without me, and it looks like I've got one of my NPCs there off to the left. Now at this point I need to find my way around. I'm still trying to get to Falkland Systems, and I think I may have realized I have an issue with where the marker is and where I need to go and all. So oh, it looks like I've got an NPC running away there. I'm not quite sure what's going on, but you can look around, and I think, oh boy, am I back where I started, back in the spaceport? But oh yeah, look at that up there. That's a really nice little view of the city. Yeah, I think this is back at the spaceport, so that's not good. We'll jump back on the NAT, and this time I'm going to use the fast travel just to go straight to the commercial district. No more manual travel. So here I am in the commercial district, and luckily the Falkland entry is right there to the right. And we'll go inside. So far, so good. Try to find my... Yeah, little sparkles. I'm not quite sure what's up with that. If that's supposed to be in the mod or not. It probably is. Let's hit up the elevators and see if they work. Okay, yep, that works. We'll go inside now. Alright, Falkland Systems. Very nicely put together creation. We're going to walk into the lobby. I love the orange aesthetic. That looks great. We're going down the stairs. Start running. We're in Falkland Plaza. So far, so good. Coming up to the showroom there. And I have hit a wall. My character has hit some sort of invisible wall that prevents me from entering Falkland Systems. Now, I have the patch from the New Atlantis Patch Hub to try to encourage these two mods to work together, but something is happening here. And this invisible wall, this force field, is extending all the way across the plaza there, so I cannot find a way through it. So in situations like this, I'm going to try a console command and see if turning off collisions using the TCL command will make a difference. So now collisions are off, and oh, there you go. I can run right through it. Now I'll turn collisions back on because you don't want to play the game just sort of floating in the air. But I apparently have encountered another barrier. I made it through that first one, but it is not working. So, and I tried to change my view. I'm stuck in this weird view. I think I might be on some kind of a boundary, so that's not working at all. I think I'm going to have to resort to using another console command, so I'll turn collisions off again, and that worked. And now I am inside Falkland Systems, but I'm floating above it, so we'll turn off collisions one more time. And now I should be able to walk around inside of Falkland Systems. So that's a little disappointing. It might be because the patch to make the two mods work together is old. It was compiled for the previous version of New Atlantis Awaits. And maybe there'll be... Oh, it looks like I've encountered another barrier of some kind in here. Guy in the gray tracksuit there has no problems going through it, but I was not able to go through the right side there. So, Falkland Systems is looking good, but I have some kind of an issue as far as collisions go. Now let's head outside, and we're going to get into our S47 speeder bike to take a look at the city from the sky. The S47 speeder bike is a free mod, free creation. You can get it on both locations, and this is a great way to take a look at sort of the big picture of what the city looks like. So I think that's the lodge down there, nestled in those trees. City looks really cool. There's new landing pads. You can see one right there, one of the small landing pads. We'll fly around. Oh, and we're going over the highway right now. That is the Galactic Highway Network. And I'm going to plop down here and drive a little bit on it. The S47 is, you know, it's a... Oh, I think that was Astrid. Oh, I'm so sorry, Astrid. Ooh, there we go. Go around the corner, and boy, driving skills are not that great. So we're going to drive along here, and here you can see a conflict. We're at the Lumen Lakefront. This is a area that has been added by New Atlantis Awaits, and the highway goes right into it. So I don't think this is intended. It actually works pretty well, honestly, but yeah, I think the highway should have continued, or would have continued, aside from this lakefront. But it looks great, and we can take a look at our citizens who are chatting things up. Now, I do have the Starfield Crowd Faces mod enabled, and you can see like that one NPC, they're wearing those sort of futuristic goggles. There's another one wearing them, so I guess it's working. The faces don't... I don't know if... I actually can't tell if this is working or not. I don't use that mod too often because it's a paid creation, and I don't play on my paid side that often. I tend to play more on my Nexus side, which is mostly free mod. So I use things like Laurent Kiar's Crowd Overhaul as opposed to... I think it's Laurent Kiar's Crowd Overhaul. Feel free to correct me if I screw that up. You got 3 UC security just standing there talking. 2 more. Oh, and look at that. Looks like those two are my 2 NPCs. They were stuck in some kind of barrier. Well, let's check this area and see what it looks like. Our Mistus Archives, walk in there, listen to the historian, talk about what's going on with the Colony War. If you've heard me talk about the Colony War before, I think that the Colony War might serve as a backdrop for an eventual Starfield online game, similar to Fallout 76. Here we are with Neon Crossroads and Unity Square. This is one of the additions, one of the many additions that you'll find in New Atlantis Awaits. Don't know if I'm actually running in the right location, but all this green reminds me, yeah, there we go. We're coming up to the lodge. So let's run into the lodge and see if there are any conflicts caused by New Atlantis Awaits. The lodge looks a little incongruous sitting in this 2-story building with all these high-rises behind it, but we'll go inside the lodge, see if anyone we recognize is there. Now the lodge works. We can go right in. There's Sarah. This character, this is a testing character, so I've hardly done anything with him. Yep, goodbye, Sarah. We'll go back out into New Atlantis Awaits and see what we can see. A little bit of a loading screen there. And now we are looking around. Now over here, I believe we've got a couple of ships. Yeah, there we go. I think we've got possibly the Star Eagle right there. On the right, that's the ship you get in the Freestar campaign. And there might be a Rambler or something. Oh, I think I might have heard a ship landing. Wanted to look at it, but yeah, so let's run up there and take a look and see what we can find. Or actually, this is a cool little like square or something, or like a little park. It's got a little walkway there, maybe. Oh yeah, this is the Unity Gardens. Now, I think we just ran under the highway. I think the Galactic Highway Network puts a highway right over it. So yeah, that's the ramp that gets up to the Galactic Highway Network if you're just playing it. And there's the highway right there. I feel a little bad about that, but you know what? It works. It's not totally broken. We do have that ramp that is... oh, and there's Unity Square, so we have a highway in the middle of Unity Square. Probably not what Checker90 would like to see, but again, it's surprisingly not broken. Character was able to run right through it, and now we're in the Ryujin Industries representative area. This is another new section of New Atlantis Awaits. We can talk to this Ryujin biologist, other Ryujin people hanging out there. So even though we've got a lot of conflicting mods here, it is working surprisingly well. Go outside, check out, look like there's some kind of a fuel pump, or not fuel pump, but a fuel storage location over there. And now we've got these giant statues. I don't remember where those were imported from. Probably from is it the New Terran Society from Crimson Fleet Quest? I think that might be where those statues are from. And Checker 90 has scaled them up to massive proportions, but they actually work pretty well. Got this nice little water display here out in front of Ryujin. You know, it's progressed quite a bit since I've looked at it before. So now what we're going to do is we're going to sit, and we're going to spend a few hours waiting so that we can get some darkness outside. Now, the hours have passed. We are now able to see New Atlantis Awaits at nighttime. And I am not using any special lighting mods here. I know that a lot of people like to use rabbits lights and other filters and all of that. I try to stay vanilla as much as possible. So what you're seeing here is what you'll get if you install New Atlantis Awaits without any special lighting mods. And I think it looks great. Let me know what you think in a comment. I think I'm going to try to use my scanner to see what I might be missing. Now, there's plenty of POIs out there. Like I said, this is a test character, so I haven't done a lot of looking around, but this looks interesting. We've got a little landing pad, and we've got the lookout. So I'm going to fly over there, and we've got, oh yeah, those up in the air, some cool red lights. Not sure what those do, but we're going to come in hot on the lookout landing pad here. Jump right out. Get out of that S-47, and let's take a look at this lookout. This is some kind of social area we have up here. So apparently you fly in on your spaceship, run on over to the lookout, and you can hang out with the socialites of New Atlantis. I'm always hitting them up with my scanner, see if I have any bounties I could grab. Of course, no one cares that I'm running around in the Crimson Fleet Pirate Captain's outfit. It's one of my two favorites in the whole game, the other one being the first uniforms. I think those are just sharp. Now, I was wondering, how do you get up here? There must be an elevator somewhere below. So here's the exit. Let's try to take this exit and see. Oh, and Astrid and my Crimson Fleet Captain just spawned in. Let's go down through this door and see where it goes. So we got a loading screen, and oh no, this isn't good. So I think I have materialized inside of the Galactic Highway Network, and I am properly stuck. You can see that there's supposed to be something here and it should work, but this is an example of the Galactic Highway Network has severely impaired my ability to play with this particular part of the game. So I think what I'm going to have to do is try to fast travel out of here, because yeah, and I'm mistakenly hitting diplomacy because Astrid keeps getting selected, and this is a real problem. So I think what we have to do is probably tilt up and look at something that is out of the current plane in order to get out of here. So there we go. I think I should be able to select maybe my S-47, yeah, and we'll fast travel out of that problem. So that is one warning. You won't be able to use the elevator to get out of the lookout if you're using something like Galactic Highway Network. And to be honest, I could probably just disable Galactic Highway Network. It doesn't add a whole heck of a lot to this particular deployment of New Atlantis Awaits. If there had to be a mod that was going to be a conflict, I would see that that would be the one, at least of the ones that I have selected. Like I said, I was very surprised that the Rideable transit worked as well as it did. I was able to zip around without any issues, so that's pretty nice. And boy, New Atlantis looks great. Oh, and there's the spaceport, so there's my ship over there, and another ship that landed nearby, so that looks just awesome. And so when I started this mod, I was already on New Atlantis, so I think I broke the first rule of this mod, which was be outside of the entire solar system before you, or the star system, before you load this mod. But I was on New Atlantis in my ship, and it worked just fine. One of the comments I saw about this mod was that when you land at New Atlantis, you don't land at the traditional spaceport. You land at another location. So I don't know if that's the case. It's not what I tested here. Let me know in a comment if you saw the same behavior. Here I am taking a look at the waterfall, and there's the mast building, and look at that cool green Gallbank building off there to the left. That was pretty neat. You've got Ryujin, and got a little bit of neon over there on the right. So this is pretty cool. Yeah, there's that Gallbank building on the left. I think in order to appreciate this mod, you really have to look at it at night, because that's when the lights really pop. So we're going to fly on over to those two ships and see truly what they are. There doesn't seem to be like an easy way to get to them, but oh, okay. Here's another issue I just noticed. Came in hot on the S-47. That's the Galactic Highway Network. That sort of concrete and glass that's under both ships. So again, that would be another conflict that you'd want to avoid. I don't think it will affect the ships. I mean, the ships are just sitting there. You're not able to use them as far as I can tell. So yeah, they're listed as being inaccessible. And I could hack them with something like SKK Ship Management Tools, but we don't need to do that here. So again, got that Galactic Highway Network over there. Probably need to turn it off. This is a nice vantage point if you want to see if there are any bounties. I have to admit, when I saw that, this sort of reminded me what an amazing vista Starfield is, when you can see all of those NPCs just going about their business, and really enjoy that. Okay, so we're going to jump back in the S-47, take another look at the nighttime sky here, see what else we can find that looks interesting. Those two statues over there lit up at night just look awesome. Lots of green. Where are we flying to? I'm getting somewhere in a hurry. I think I just went over the lodge, over Neon Crossroads. Oh yeah, there's Unity Square. You can see the Galactic Highway Network just cutting right through it. I think I might try driving along that highway network again a little bit, but let's get another look at some of the buildings that are nearby. I guess one of the knocks on this could be that all these buildings look great, but you can't really interact with them. You could land on them, right? But you can't go inside, walk around, do all of that. I don't know what those red lights are that are strung out above the buildings, but those look pretty cool. And I like seeing the green flashing lights there on the top of that tower. That's pretty neat. So I think what we're going to do now... Oh, and see, there's the Galactic Highway Network below us. Those right angles down there. And there's the NAT. So let's hop down on the highway. And we're going to drive a little bit of the highway and see how it works. And the NPCs are following as I spawn in. So there's a decent section of the highway that works here, and now we're going to see if the elevator works. Because you remember the Galactic Highway Network goes all the way around the city. If you, by the way, I did a video on this. Just check my channel, you'll find it. So we'll come on over here. We'll hit one of the buttons. Sorry, who's that? Probably Crimson Fleet Captain. Sorry. Oh no, the Crimson Fleet Captain's with me. I left Astrid behind. So this is actually very gratifying. This is the mod here, Galactic Highway Network, that I've been talking about having issues, but you know, here we are climbing up this side of the city, and it's working pretty well. All right, that all worked out fine. I got to the top of that escalator or elevator and was able to get out, and it worked just fine. So I'm back in the S-47, and now what I'd like to show you is how you can call your ship to one of these other landing pads. So I have a mod called SKK Ship Management Tools by SKK Mods, and it provides you via the aid menu a ship tools menu. And when you select it, you can call up call home ship, and it will look for a marker that would be set up by a modder. And in this case, we have a landing pad, so the marker is right in the middle of it. So now what I'm doing is I got back in the S-47, and if you look there, you can see my ship is taking off from where it was parked. And this is something that I just find awesome in Starfield. This capability, you know, you can't do this in the vanilla game, but with mods, it's trivial. And it is one of the coolest things I think you could possibly do. So my S-47 is vaulting into the air there just to sort of get a look at my ship as it's going off into orbit. Because that's the mechanic in the game, is the ship has to go into orbit before it can land. It just can't fly directly from one spot to another. So my ship is coming out of orbit now, and it will use that marker to land. So I'll try to get a bead on it. And where is that ship? It's around here somewhere. Looking for it. Don't want it to come in without me seeing it. There it is. I love this. This is so awesome. This is cool too if you're in a battle and you call your ship in to extract you. So there it is, my ship coming in, landing in on that landing pad. That is just great. And you could do that anywhere. You could put the marker down anywhere and the ship will come in and land. So my TLDR, I like this mod and I suggest you try it out. Just be aware of conflicts. Thank you Checker90 for your work. And thank you to all my subscribers. Please consider subscribing to show YouTube that you enjoy positive and honest Starfield content. Special thanks to all channel members. I hope you're enjoying our private Discord server. If you'd like to know more about membership, click the join button on the channel. There's no obligation. I use your contributions to pay for drives for capturing footage and to buy creations to review. What have you been doing in Starfield? Your insights make this channel a place for positive and honest discussion of the game. In addition to videos, I also post to the community tab for this channel on a daily basis. If you subscribe, you'll see these posts in your YouTube feed. If you made it to this part of the video, please leave a comment with the phrase checkers. Also, remember to ring the bell icon and select all notifications. Check out my other videos and please tell your friends about the channel. My name is Richard. I will see you in the Starfield.